Natalie.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to kind of talk about this past week, how it's going for you,
Mhm.
um, and then we can kind of talk a little bit more about today and it being the last day and how you're feeling about that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Um, so yeah, this last week I spent more time with my roommate. We did go running, like you had suggested. Um, so like it kind of felt good to be like back into like a normal routine with her, but also just like I felt more like myself because I used to run a lot, and then for this past like 2 months or so, like, I haven't, just because I've been caught up in everything that was going on. So that felt good, and then like I did like reconnect with a few of our other friends that like were kind of in our friend group, and we like hung out like one night last weekend, then another night like we went out all together to like a party, which is like the first time I've gone out to like something like social like that since before all this happened. Because like I said, like I used to go out with my boyfriend a lot, or my ex-boyfriend. Um, so it was like a little strange, but I had like a lot of fun, and I definitely could see myself like starting to feel like myself again, and like kind of like starting to feel like I don't know, like young and fun, like how I used to.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm happy that it was a good experience.
it was
for
good.
you.
Yeah, it was like a little weird, because obviously I wasn't out like I don't know, just like the last time I was out and stuff had been with him, and then all of this stuff had happened. So it had been a while since I actually like let myself have fun, but it was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Um, so you said kind of just describing feeling like a little bit back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like a little bit, like a little feeling like inside me that's always kind of there. Just um, I feel like it's always going to be there, but I am feeling more normal, and more like back on track with things. So that felt better, and I did journal this past week, which is getting like easier for me. Like it's kind of almost becoming something I'm doing every day, just like writing things down, even if it's not related to like you know the abortion or anything, or just feelings around it. I just kind of like feel like it's a time for me to like clear my head.
Yeah.
So I have been doing that in the past week.
That's great. Because definitely journaling can be helpful in all areas, regardless if it's just about emotion or not.
Yeah.
So it seems like some of those things are being like relatively helpful for you in moving through the process.
Yeah.
Do you think that those things are something you're willing to continue doing after today?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely gonna keep trying to like just get back to like where I was, like hanging out with people more. Obviously, I'm definitely am not ready to like breach the subject with anyone, about what happened, but I feel like, I mean, I had found also like a group therapy that I'm gonna start doing. Like, one of the resources you had given me, I called about it and kind of like got a little more information. So I'm starting that in like 2 weeks, I think, is the meeting. I don't know, I guess I'm at a place where I feel like it's not necessarily something I need to share with my friends if I have another place to kind of talk with people about it. And I could just kind of be like normal with my friends, I hope. So.
Yeah. You keep reiterating the word normal. And I just want, I know you mean normalcy back to what it was, kind of, or that's what I'm getting. But just realize too that it's okay to feel certain ways about your abortion and stuff still. And I think you've known that, or understood that through the process. And I think especially the outlets that we've been talking about with the journaling and the running are going to be really beneficial to you in this process. But it's still okay to wake up one day and feel upset.
Yeah,
I want you to know.
That kind of like did happen like one day last week. Like as good as it went, there's still like a day where I was just kind of like a little bit down. But yeah, I mean, I know that things will never be as they were before. Like this isn't just something you forget about. It still like hurts inside sometimes when I think about it. Just like I don't know, just the whole fact of it. But I feel like it's just something that I kind of want to learn to like live with and like still carry with me because I don't want to forget about it, but still feel like I deserve to be like happy and like not feel like bad.
And I think that makes sense. You don't want to always be in a state where you can't get up and get out of bed, but you want to have some sort of feelings related towards what happened, and just remembering that even if it's in a kind of back part of your head, I think that's great too. Just to have some sort of balance with it is definitely the key to things. But in regards to group, I think it's great that you looked into something like different and called and stuff. How are you feeling about that?
I'm actually like really looking forward to it. I know it's gonna be strange just because like it's gonna be a group of people that I've never met before, and like I'm like kind of expected to like share really intimate things that I like. But I mean, I also like I was able to come in here and do that with you and like feel good about it. So I'm not too nervous. I think if anything, it's just gonna make me feel maybe more accepting of that part of myself, just because I'll hear like other people who are like around my age who have gone through the same thing and just like I don't know, like I can hear how they like perceive themselves afterwards and just like how they're dealing with it and not feel so like I don't know, like it will just kind of make it seem more like okay. So I'm like kind of excited to start it. I feel like it'll be good to have like a space to like talk more about it, especially since I'm not going to be coming here.
That's great. I'm happy that you feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah. I mean, a few weeks ago, I definitely wouldn't have done that. But as like kind of like the weeks go on, I'm kind of realizing like, you know, I am feeling a little better and more like able to talk to certain people about it, I think. But to just be able to have other people around me who know what it feels like and not just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like my friends, I don't think would know or even really know what to say. And so to be able to, I think, be somewhere soon where like people will know how I feel or something similar might help.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it has been able to help, especially like you said, like you really talk to people that you're close to, and like you said, you want to have some normalcy with them as well, and you don't want to put them on the spot when they might have the best answers or the best reactions to all things. And in the group, they might not have great reactions either, but at least there can be some sort of level of support.
Yeah.
And feeling of understanding whether it was a different type of experience, or the way it formulated was a little different than yours. At least there's some sort of similarity and consistency with what you're looking for and what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to transition a little bit and talk about the fact that this is our last day, and how do you feel about what's going on, and if you think that the things that you've learned through these sessions can be useful outside, and what you think is going to be tough days as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I first came here, I was definitely like at a really bad point in my life, and like I guess there's first of all like being able to like say it out loud in a place where it was okay to say something that I'd held inside for so long. Like right away just took something like some weight off of me. And then just having like I don't know, it just has helped to be able to have like a space where I can like say things to someone who like, you know, won't judge me. I think was important because I feel like I was judging myself a lot and just felt really pathetic when I first showed up here. So that definitely helped, and I just think I've learned a few things in here and kind of have like become more okay with like the fact that I can feel a certain way a certain day because like what I did go through was really like shitty. And yeah, I feel like I've come to like a better place like with like accepting that like I won't get back together with my ex-boyfriend, but like, you know, I learned how to be like courageous enough and like say everything I needed to say to him that I hadn't gotten to before.
Yeah.
Which that was like another weight that just felt like it was lifted off of me.
That's great. I think you've definitely come a long way, like you said. And I think it's good that you have some sense of feeling that what you've gone through was legitimate and that it's okay to have the feelings that you're having. And that it doesn't make you wrong or weird to feel that way. That it's a very normal feeling.
Yeah. I guess as I knew our last session was approaching, I was a little nervous, but I feel like having this group to go transition into a group therapy is what I need. I feel like I wouldn't be able to totally stop some sort of therapy right now, just because I still need to, I don't know, deal with things kind of, and just kind of keep learning more about myself. But I think the suggestion of group therapy is really great, just because I am looking forward to, like I said, meeting other people and just hearing their experiences and knowing I'm not alone.
Yeah, I think that's great that you feel so comfortable and willing to try this new experience.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you feel that way about the whole thing, because an experience like this can be different, and you can have things that go totally unexpected along the way. And I think it's good that you've given so much insight, like I said last week, about how you're feeling and what's going on, and that you may in fact need or want to have some people around to support you along the way with this process, because it might not be just a simple end of the process. And I feel very comfortable transitioning out of this stage of therapy, of individual therapy at least, and having to go to group therapy. It makes me feel pretty comfortable with the situation, at least in my eyes. And I think that you really have gained tremendous amount in these few weeks. I know it was very short, but
I just think that being able, before I come here, I hadn't had a time to talk, and I feel like just being able to come in somewhere and just, like I said, say what I needed to say really helped, because before I was just keeping everything inside and didn't know how to deal with it. And if a few weeks ago when I first started here, coming, I don't think I would have been able to see myself even wanting to go to group therapy and even talk to anyone else about it. But now that I'm just feeling kind of more days than not, a little better overall, I do see how much it can help me.
Yeah, and I think that's great. But I just wanted to kind of follow up with everything that I hope that you can take away with you as we end this session, and just some of the skills that you've learned, we've talked about a lot recently, just with the journaling, exercising, and getting out there and meeting your friends, and then also the continuing our therapy, the group therapy, and just really reflecting on how much you have grown and being proud of that, I think, is a great thing.
Yeah, it definitely makes me feel good when I kind of see myself now compared to when I first got here. I do feel like a different person.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a big change in a short amount of time. I just wanted to see if there were any other things that you thought about.
Bless you.
Thank you. Just in regards to any challenges or anything you feel like you'll face after.
I guess there is always going to be part of me even after, I hope that the group therapy is what I kind of expect it to be. I really don't know exactly how it'll go, but I hope that it'll make me feel and I'll get out of it what I want to and what I hope to. And I guess just in the future, I do know on a random basis, I might sometimes feel just really strange or bad about myself for what happened. In the future, if I want to have kids, it might feel a little bit strange again, just because I could have already had a child. So I think that'll be a challenge, but I feel I'm just kind of in a better place now to realize that that will happen and that will come up, but I don't know, I feel like every day I just kind of come more to terms with like the fact that like I did make that, like that decision happened. I did, you know, although like maybe I didn't have like the biggest say in it and I didn't really voice how I felt, like I still was the one who went through with the decision. And like, I mean, I've had time to reflect too, and I think it was what was best. And it's kind of like, you know, what's done is done, and like it's just I'm learning to like deal with it better.
Yeah. I definitely think there, like you said, there'll be some challenges, but as we talked about, you definitely have the insight and skills to work with those people.
Mm-hmm.
And especially what you said with the group therapy, I think that's really good that you recognize that. That I feel like going into group therapy after this is a big step, and it might not be exactly what you expect it to be, and that's okay. Because some people or how the group is, the dynamic doesn't work out or fit in person always all the time. But I'm hoping that it does for you. That would be a great support for you if it does. But if not, to not be let down and feel bad or anything like that, because there's always other options. There's always different groups if that's something you want to continue. And there's always an option to come back and look at individual therapy. There's a need there, and you feel like that's something that would be helpful.
Yeah, I think it makes me feel better knowing that, like, obviously, like, I mean, like, I'm going into this group kind of with, like, you know, hopes that it'll work out and it'll be exactly what I need. But I think it is comforting, like, after you said that, to know that, like, I could always try individual therapy again, or there are other groups. And, like, hopefully I get what I'm looking for out of this one. But, I mean, yeah, I am open to staying in therapy for at least, like, some sort of therapy, group or individual, for at least a little longer.
Yeah, I think that's a great option for you. I wanted to see if there was any other things that you kind of wanted to bring up before we kind of wrap up our session today.
I don't know, I guess just that, like, I really have, like, felt better, like, being able to come here, and, like, I'm glad that I, like, you know, kind of got to work with you, just in the sense, like, I never felt, like, bad about myself for what I said, or, like, how I felt. So I'm happy that I got to do this, like, work here with you.
It's great to hear that from you, too, that you feel that way. And I think it has been a really great process, and I've enjoyed having this time to work and things with you and stuff over these last two sessions. And I really anticipate the best things for you to come. And I hope that things work out well for you.
Thanks. Me too.
I think this is the end of our session.
Okay.
And like I said, really good luck to you and all your endeavors. And
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
welcome. Bye.
Bye.